If I had to start from nothing today, I wouldn't start with a business, a side hustle, or even a big plan. I'd start with one simple move: putting $100 a month into index funds in the stock market, a system that never gets tired, never gets emotional, and never stops working in the background. Before I show you the blueprint, I want to explain why this became personal for me. I remember the day I realized my money was aging faster than I was. Prices kept rising, my paycheck wasn't stretching, and every month felt like a tiny financial emergency. I wasn't reckless or lazy. I just didn't have a system strong enough to protect my future from my present self. That moment shook me. I realized that if I didn't create a system, life would keep pulling me into the same cycle. So I made a decision. I built a system around $100 a month, a system designed to turn small money into big freedom through quiet, steady compound growth. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was choosing my future on purpose instead of waiting for something external to change it. Later in this video, you'll learn the one shift that doubled my results in under 1 year, and the hidden threat that destroys this system for most people. Miss that part, and you could lose years of progress before you even get started. Level 1. The $100 decision that changes everything. Before the money grows, something else has to grow: your identity. The first transformation is deciding your money must work harder than you do. When you make that decision, everything changes. $100 stops looking small. It becomes a seed. Your first $100 isn't about returns. It's about rhythm. If you can build the habit, the wealth will follow. Most people don't fail because they lack money. They fail because they lack a system, a repeatable, predictable rhythm that works even on your bad days. And when you realize that wealthy people aren't smarter, just more consistent, everything suddenly becomes simpler. If you automated $100 a month for the last 5 years, you'd have more than $6,000 today, even with 0% market growth, just from showing up. And the real shift happens when you start seeing that amount not as extra money, but as a non-negotiable commitment to your future self. Level 2. The system that never misses a day. Wealth doesn't grow from effort. It grows from automation. My most important rule was simple. I am not allowed to manually decide to invest. Ever. Emotions sabotage decisions. Automation protects them. My checking account moves $100 automatically every month. I don't touch it. I don't approve it. I don't debate it. Automation is discipline for people who don't want to rely on willpower, and that was me. I needed a system that worked even when I didn't feel motivated. A study from the Investment Company Institute found that people who automate contributions stay invested 300% longer than those who invest manually. That's not because they're smarter. It's because they remove the moment when fear can talk them out of their future. Level 3. The test that tries to break every investor. Every wealth journey has a villain, and it isn't the market, the economy, or inflation. It's fear. When the pandemic hit, the market fell almost 30% in weeks. My account dropped from $28,000 to $19,600. Watching $8,000 disappear made every instinct scream to sell. Fear makes you forget logic. Fear convinces you the world is ending. Fear whispers that protecting what's left is safer than trusting the system you built. The news was full of panic and predictions of a long recession. My hand hovered over the sell all button. But here's the truth. Crashes aren't interruptions. They're accelerators. The money you invest during downturns becomes your highest performing money. Shares bought at low prices multiply the fastest during recoveries. So I kept going. I bought more shares while everyone else was selling. By the end of the year, the market rebounded, and those fear-priced shares are now worth more than 70% above where I bought them. Level 4. The investment that made everything simple. With $100 a month, you're not trying to pick winners. You're buying the entire market, one tiny piece at a time. Index funds are the quiet workhorses of wealth. No hype, no panic. Just broad ownership of companies that build the world. They allow everyday investors to benefit from thousands of businesses working on their behalf. If you invested $100 a month into a total market index fund for the last 30 years, your account would be worth well over $190,000 today. Not because you were brilliant, but because you were consistent. Wealth rewards consistency far more than cleverness. Level 5. The moment it finally clicks. Every investor eventually experiences a moment when their account grows more in 1 year than they contributed. You stare at the numbers trying to understand how it happened. That's compound growth. Time quietly doing the heavy lifting. Your $100 becomes a worker you don't have to supervise. And when that happens, your identity shifts. You stop saying, "I'm trying to build wealth," and begin saying, "I'm becoming the kind of person wealth grows around." Level 6. The shift that doubled my results. A year into the system, I made one small adjustment. I didn't change the amount. I didn't chase new investments. I added one rule. Every time I received a raise, a refund, or unexpected money, 10% went automatically into the system. That tiny commitment doubled my results within 1 year, not because of the size, but because of the consistency. Over time, your wealthy future stops feeling distant. It becomes predictable, inevitable, believable. Level 7. The quiet threat most people never see. The biggest threat isn't crashes, it's lifestyle inflation. The moment people earn more, they convince themselves they deserve more. New habits, new comforts, new bills, and the $100 bill becomes optional, then disappears. And once it disappears, restarting becomes harder than starting. Lifestyle inflation destroys more wealth plans than recessions ever have. Your blueprint only works if it outranks your emotions and your lifestyle. Treat the $100 like a bill you owe your future. Because you do. Question of the day. What month do you want your $100 system to begin? Comment below. Level 8. The final reveal. 10 years after starting this system, here's where I am. Across the decade, I contributed $54,000. Thanks to market growth, dividends, and staying invested through every downturn, I watched that grow into $110,000. I turned $54,000 into $110,000, a gain of $56,000 built quietly in the background while life kept happening. I didn't time the market. I didn't chase trends. I didn't pick miracle stocks. I just showed up. Now that you know how the $100 blueprint transforms small deposits into big freedom, you're going to need to understand the one mistake that destroys this system, even for disciplined investors. If you don't know this hidden threat, you could lose years of progress and most people never recover. The secret is in my next video, the blueprint breaker almost everyone falls for. You don't want to miss it. See you there.